Hi my people, welcome back to my YouTube channel where we learn from real life experiences, and today I'll be sharing about how I battled self-esteem. And I remember growing up as a child, I didn't have many friends. My life revolved around school, church and home. And as a firstborn, as I told you earlier, uh, in our days we had so many duties to do and to help. So basically my life was just confined at school, and church and home. So I grew up with very few friends, very few, I mean few. And I don't remember if in primary school I had friends. So when I finished primary, I went to secondary, also the same thing. And I remember I had this fear for boys. I don't know what was with it, but one thing I know is the expectations, societal expectations, and also at home, and also growing up in a Christian family. You have to grow up with upright morals. You have to set an example as a firstborn. So I had so much, and I really feel like this made me miss out on so many things. So I feared men, I feared boys. And anytime I sense a boy coming close to me trying to interact, I would just find a way and escape. So this continued even in secondary school. I didn't have male friends. I will interact very well in class with boys. Maybe we sit and talk, but outside school and school compound, you'll not find me in a company of boys. One thing I think, one thing I thought at that time, I think I felt like pregnancy was transferable through even talking. I don't know my reasoning. I would not tell, but I really feared getting pregnant, and this made me isolate myself from men, from boys. So when I finished school, I also went out of our home, but still I was confined in a home. So this didn't make much difference because I didn't interact much, and therefore I had still my issues. I struggled with a lot of issues. I struggled with my ears. Can you see my ears? I I didn't love these ears, and most of the time I felt like they were not created well. And I remember even when I started plaiting my hair, there were styles that I could not do because they would expose my ears. Can you imagine? You know, in life I've realized when you are struggling with an issue, even non-issues become real issues, and they become big mountains. So I really struggled a lot, and I realized that my self-esteem was really down. In class I could not express myself, I could not express my answers. Sometimes I had right answers, but I wouldn't raise up my hand to answer, except for one occasion. I remember an incident in class 8. That time our Kiswahili teacher uh, asked a question, and I can remember because that is a particular incident that really boosted up my esteem, my self-esteem. It was a question about what is kijinga, and we were made to stand up, the entire class, and it was during lunchtime. So the teacher was going desk by desk asking each and every one of us, and you would tell her to her ears, you will tell the answer to her ears. And I remember almost the entire class had no idea what kijinga is. Me, I knew we had been taught about that. And therefore when the teacher came to me, I told him kijinga is a piece of firewood, kipande cha ukuni, that time by that translation. And I got the answer. Hey, I was released for lunch. Can you imagine my excitement? I was like, wow. So I can answer a question and be on top of class. Because I wouldn't say that I was dumb in class. I was just a bright student, but the fear of talking and expressing myself made me shy off even from giving the correct answers. And then another incident in Form 2. Our chemistry teacher asked a definition of a particular term. Me, I had an answer. The class was quiet. So this time round, I gained courage and I raised my hand and answered the correct definition. Wow, the teacher made me stand. I was clapped for and I was given 20 shillings to go and eat sura. Sura was a mixture of two chapatis. 20 shillings could buy two chapatis and the bean stew. That was what we called suro at that time. That was a huge boost on my self-esteem, and from that day I remember I loved the subject. The teacher became my friend. So what am I saying? Sometimes you can struggle and just a very small boost will lift up your spirit and lift up your esteem, and then also a small word will crush you. I remember also there was a boy who used to ask me all the time, will you ever grow up? I was just a tiny girl, and also going to secondary school, I was just a tiny girl. I would see other girls fully developed, mature, but I was like a tiny girl, and I felt like I was not beautiful. I felt like I had a problem. There was something wrong with me. Why was I not growing? I had so many issues, and this boy would ask me, would you ever grow? I really felt bad, and I felt like I will never grow. I felt like my body was meant to be that that way. So when I started looking for opportunities, job opportunities outside, I landed up in a company whose main focus was customer service. And this really boosted me because I had to interact by force. You would interact by customers and even sort their claims at some point. And I realized that this was a great opportunity that God had given me. Yes, at that time I would complain and feel like this job is not paying well. This company is not, you see them, the normal complaints that we complain and miss on opportunities. We complain and miss the point because sometimes God has placed you somewhere. Not it might not be so favorable, but God has placed you somewhere for a reason, so that you can learn, so that you can be able to learn, and maybe God can shape you. So this company really shaped me because I had to express myself. I remember the first time I used to fear these Asians when they come to the shop. I will literally hand over the customer to another girl who was vibrant and and all of us. So I'll just tell her, just serve the customer, because I don't want to express myself and I don't want to make mistakes. You see, the fear of failing and the fear of making mistakes is also what makes us shy off from expressing ourselves, and even from giving our points. I've realized in this life there is no wrong answer. So just stand up and say what you know. You build your answer on your knowledge. You see, there is that creative thinking. You think outside the box, and in this life, when you give an answer, there is something that is right about it. You see, there are those general questions that they have a particular answer, but in life I've realized that it's just about exploring and trying out. Because now when you fear to fail, mostly the people who have the fear of failure don't risk, because they feel like, I can risk and then I fail, and then maybe people will laugh at me, people will talk. But in this life, just do you, and let you be who you are for real, because if you don't try, then you will not be able to know your strengths and your capabilities. So this company boosted me in my life. Also, I've met people who have believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. Can you imagine someone giving you a leadership role because they see you can lead and you can take that role and execute it? So in my life also, I met valuable women who I will always mention in the part of my journey, in the part in my life stories, in my life series. I will always mention these women because they gave me countless opportunities to lead. And then also in various places, in also my work, that work, I had a manager who really believed in me. He would always place me in charge when when she's not around. And I was like, wow, so I can lead. Wow, so I can be in charge of others. You see, that really boosted my self-esteem. And I've realized that God uses circumstances and places and opportunity to shape you and to mold you. Today I am here. I can speak and talk to people. I can express myself. I can give out my points because God really shaped me in those time. I even dated and married. Yes. So that is how transformation can do. And I just want to encourage someone who is struggling with self-esteem. Just be you and just do you. People will always talk. Don't fear that people will talk about me. People will say that I failed. Just try and fail. When you try and fail, you're better off. But when you don't try, then you sit on your potentials. You sit on what you can do. Everything is about trying. Everything is about risking and involving God, because sometimes God will yes, God is in that journey and will be in your journey, and sometimes he will give you something, and sometimes you'll fail and feel like God was not in it, ama God has failed me. But God is giving you lessons so that you can pick lessons from that failure and move on, so that next time you will be better. You'll be better than the way you started. So I want to encourage especially teenagers. Some are struggling maybe with skin issues. You know, when changes are happening in your bodies, you realize that maybe sometimes you'll get spots. Sometimes your skin may not be like the way you would wish it to be, but it's a stage. And just realize that it's a stage, that it will pass. And always embrace who you are. Embrace yourself at the season you are in. Embrace it. Embrace your teenagehood. Embrace your youth. Embrace everything about you. And you'll realize that your confidence will not only be built by the outside people, but you yourself, in believing that yes, I can do it. Yes, I'm beautiful. The Bible says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Never forget this. So anytime anyone makes fun of you, remember that you're unique in your own way. I've embraced my ears, and today you cannot make fun of them and I feel bad. I realize that I'm beautiful. I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and God made me in his own image. And so I embraced my flaws, because I used to hide my strengths and I used to hide my weaknesses. So I was just there playing safe, trying to please everyone, trying to do good, and trying to be on the right, so that I can be on the right with people. And you cannot please everyone in this world. There are people who will just hate you for who you are. There are people who will just hate what you do, and you've never wronged them. So just be you and do you. Just explore your potentials and try things out, especially when you're young. Just try opportunities. Don't leave opportunities pass. Just try. When you fail, you'll just pick up yourself and move on and walk. So that is for today. I believe it will encourage someone. Today I'm work on progress. Still, I know I'm not where I want to be, but I believe I have gone steps. I am not the person that I was 10 years ago. So I will encourage you that it's a process, it's a journey, and sometimes you'll go through situations, you'll go through places, but remember that every place you go through, every situation you are in, God is using it to mold you and to shape you and to make you for your future and for your destiny and for your purpose. God bless you. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Remember to share and like. I believe this will help someone.